There is no name on this, so I have no idea who asked that question because Rebecca didn't put the name. But that might be the dumbest question I've ever been asked in my life. Hey guys, Monster Michael Todd here. Today, we're going to discuss some questions that you guys have asked us on live videos. We broke them down into different topics, and we're choosing some thought-provoking questions. Let's get to it. All right, number one, too numerous of people who've asked this to mention all of you guys. Most often question, will I participate in the top 8, or why am I not in the top 8? Okay, so that's a big one. I would love to participate in the top 8, but with the contracts, with the different leagues, it's really up to those guys to allow me to compete. I was contacted numerous times by PAL, and they wanted me to be exclusive. WL, I am exclusive. I do have a little carve-out that says I can do things outside of the season, but they ran at the same time. So unfortunately, I had the opportunity, but was not able to compete in the top 8 this season. Okay, so the second part of that is, will I next year or ever, right? Again, that's going to be up to the leagues, whether they're going to allow me to do it. I'd love to see what the leagues come up with because I'd like to make it happen, but we don't know. Right now, my focus is on kicking Jerry's ass in 2 weeks. All right, second question comes from Patrick, Sacdalan, Sacdalan. I'm hoping I got that right. WL's top 4 versus top 8's top 4. Who has the better roster? Well, that's pretty interesting. So as far as our roster concerns, I think we're pretty even. Maybe we have the advantage. I don't know. But it would come down to how you would bracket that. Who you'd put against who. I mean, obviously, put me against any of them, I'm going to win. But, so who knows? Okay, so top 4 WAL. You got me, Dave Chafee, Devon Larratt, Jerry Cadorette. Those would probably be my top 4 in the super heavyweight. Top 4 PAL or top 8. I would say Levon, Vitali, Prudnick, and Trubin is how I see it. Those are the top 4 guys in my opinion. I know Trubin's on the bottom of the bracket, Angarbayev's on the top, but if you just say the top 4, that's who I would think. But that thing could happen a lot of different ways. So let's just say Jerry and Trubin pulled. Trubin's beat Jerry before. Doesn't mean Jerry couldn't beat Trubin. I have no idea what would happen there, but that's probably a likely match. Levin versus me. Vitali versus Dave Chafee, and Prudnick versus Devon Larratt. I think we win 3 out of 4 of those. I don't know who the one loss is, but I think on that way we could win 3 out of 4. But if you switch it up, who knows? Maybe they could win 3 out of 4. Obviously, we're going to win 1 because I'm winning whoever I pull. Number 3, Philip Abnenson. Philip Abnenson. AlbinSson. What match is the hardest for you? The one that I lose. That would be a horrific match. I hope I never have to have that match. In the past, it was someone who attacked my hand. Now I think I don't think an outside move is the right path to the right route to pin me. So who would be a hard match? Man, honestly, God, I feel pretty comfortable right now, right-handed. I don't really see that there's a whole lot of matches out there that I would not be willing and happy to jump into. The hardest, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Man, which match is the hardest for you? Man, I don't. Yeah, I guess it comes back to the one I lose. That would be the hardest one, and I hope there's none of those matches in my future. Number 4, Diaz 1. When do you believe Devon was in his prime? When he beat Brzezinski, and then IFK got it. Is Devon done at the top level? So this is a 2-part question. When do I think Devon was in his prime? When he beat Brzezinski. Well, when he beat Brzezinski, he was an amazing arm wrestler. 2008, I've never seen such a dominant performance in my life. But if you ask Devon, he says he's as strong as he's ever been right now. And I tend to believe him. I just think the competition has evolved. I think it's gotten more difficult in the last 11 years. I think the Devon of 2008, if he was to pull the Devon of 2019, I think the Devon of 2019 would probably win. So I think he might be in his prime now. And you can only go by what the man says. And if he says he's the strongest he's ever been, I would say now then. And same thing when the guy says, is Devon done at a top level? Absolutely not. He's hungry. He's got a lot of fire. It's just a much more difficult time to be the top dog right now. I love John Brzezinski, and he was amazing. But I don't think the best John Brzezinski would be the best arm wrestler of today. My opinion. Number 5, Jason Lewis. If you could arm wrestle any arm wrestler in history that you have never pulled, who would that be? Jesse Cummings, who's your dream opponent to pull? Any arm wrestler of all time in history that I've never pulled. I want to say Cleve Dean. You know, at his peak, 6'9", 750 pounds, wore a 9X shirt, crazy hand to try to top roll. I'd like to see if I could have cracked that wrist back, you know. The Cleve Dean in his prime versus me today, that would be a cool match. That would have been a cool match. There's a lot of other ones. Gary Goodrich would have been an interesting match. Never got to pull him. Never got to pull David Randall. Crazy hard presser. I think I could. Probably Cleve Dean, though, would be the one. Who is my dream opponent? That would be Thor. And we'd pull for the hammer so I could add to my collection, right? What's up? You know that's happening. All right, number 6, Jen Cross. C-R-A-S-S. Crass. Jen Crass. Is it Jen Crass, you think? We go Jen Crass. If there was a dream team of 4 arm wrestlers, who would they be? I'm going to say a dream team of 4 arm wrestlers in their prime. Like the best ever. And it's going to be super heavyweights. Because when I see dream team, I don't see the best in the weight class. I see the best of all guys, right? So John Brzezinski, Andre Pushkar, Dennis Simplinkoff, and yours truly, Monster Michael Todd. That would be my dream team of 4. Number 7, Zachary Wall. What would be the match you'd want to watch the most that does not include me? I'm pretty excited to see Vitaly versus Prudnik. That being said, Vitaly wins. I'm very excited to see Vitaly and Levin. I'm very excited to see Vitaly and Levon. So, the match I'd most want to see, this does not include me, is probably Vitaly Laletin and Levon Sagan-Speedley. Number 8, D-Robe. All right, one of the top 8 guys be able to mix it up in the WL guys. We all want to see it. Patrick Sackdalen, we answered a question from him earlier. Will top 8 champ versus WL champ happen? I have no idea if the top 8 guys are ever going to be able to mix it up in the WL. It's going to be it really will have to come down to PA on WL and what they agree upon. You know, as far as the top 8 champ versus WL champ, I would love for that match to happen. And the biggest thing is going to be like which rules to follow, whose league, what table, what specs. I'm like, dude, I'm old school. I'm from Arkansas. We can do this on the hood of a truck. I don't care. Let's just make it happen. But yeah, so that would be a super awesome match. And fingers crossed we can make something like that happen. Number 9. Aid, B-I, capital H. How do you say that? By, I don't know. Can we see something like the top 3 from North America versus the top 3 from Europe? Again, most of these top guys are contracted to one league or the other. I would say the top 3 in North America would be me, Devin, and Dave. Top 3 in Europe, Levon, Vitaly, and probably Prudnik. I want to throw Trubin in there because Trubin's a bad dude, but right now, currently, until we see, I'm going to go just what Prudnik did to Rustom. I've never seen Trubin do that to Rustom, so I would say Prudnik would be number 3. How could we make that happen? I have no idea, but I'd definitely be up for it. Number 10, Frasier Marco. Who is stronger, Prime Dennis or Prime Levin? Okay, so we get these prime questions a lot, right? We get these prime questions a lot, and it's hard to know because there's been an evolution in the sport, in my opinion. But Dennis and Levon, I would want to lean towards Levon just because of his stature, his size, his thickness in his hand and his wrist. But Dennis was a bad dude. I hope that Dennis gets healthy and we get a chance to see that match again. That'd be really cool. But I would very much be interested to see a prime Dennis versus a prime Levin. I would say it's 50-50. 50-50. Ironworker 87. Do you think Devon has a mean streak?
Like actually fight?
A little more than fight.
Yeah, no, I fight hard, right?
I think that it's a really good thing that Devon smokes a lot of weed and he doesn't kill us all. Shredder 11977. How long do you think it would take someone like Brian Shaw to become a competitive arm wrestler? I think he could be competitive in 12 months. I think it would take him 3 to 5 years to be elite. Reason being, he obviously has the strength. He doesn't have the fundamentals. And he probably hasn't trained and conditioned his tendons correctly yet, right? Yeah, I feel like you have to go through a tempering of the tendons, which takes several years. And a lot of people quit. Arm wrestling's a painful sport. I know he's dealt with a lot of injuries and he's got a lot of heart. And to be the world's strongest man 4 times, you go through a lot. Arm wrestling doesn't have quite the same accolades as being the world's strongest man. There's not as much money involved. So to go through the pain here for a lot less reward, not as many people will stick with it. But my opinion, 12 months to competitive, 3 to 5 years to elite. My opinion. B-Ray 11. Do you think Travis still has it or is he just clowning? I think he's a clown. Nah, Travis is a super strong dude, but that's one of the things that pisses me off the most about the internet. A trained Travis, a this, that, a blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're doing rankings today, he's not on them. You know, I don't give a shit if you say, hey, if you give this guy 6 months, he can beat everybody. Well, if you give me lottery money, I'll quit. You know what I'm saying? If's a big ass word, and you're only as good as your last competition. And the last time I saw him pull, he tore his pec.
Oh no!
I saw it.
No, stop him!
Yeah, I just hurt my fucking tip too. Ryan, it's over.
Right-handed against a guy who's probably top 20. Here we go. Todd, would you try Devon? Can you battle with European rules? There is no name on this, so I have no idea who asked that question because Rebecca didn't put the name. And I do appreciate the support and subbing to our channel and all the great things, but that might be the dumbest fucking question I've ever been asked in my life. I have been the world champion of every major league. Every professional league, I have held their championship title. I've beaten Andrei Pushkar 6-0 under PAL rigid rules. I've gotten pins on Denson Plinkoff, Trubin, everyone. I can arm wrestle under any rule. I just adapt to whatever rules are set in front of me. Dumbass question. All right. Last question. Cade Covington, would you rather have all your hair back or another inch? On your arms. I don't really care, I guess. I think more hair means I got to shampoo and condition more frequently. Bigger arms, it's just harder to find shirts. So I guess I go with 22-inch arms. All right, guys, thank you for all the questions. If you want to ask us some questions, be sure to tune into our next live because that's where we're choosing them from. Maybe yours will be featured on our next show. So thank you for the support, and don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.